We all know that the Nintendo Switch is an awesome portable gaming system, but when we got it docked up, we want to use a real controller. So we've got some options. We could have the Pro Controller, which is great, but it's a little expensive. But in this video, I'm going to show you the cheapest way to hook up Xbox controllers to the Nintendo Switch. Hey everybody, it's Chris from FamilyGeekery, and today we're going to be hooking up Xbox controllers to the Nintendo Switch. And in the past I've done videos on the 8-bit do wireless adapters, and these things are awesome. If you want to check this guy out, go ahead and check out this video right up here. But today we're looking at the cheapest way to do it, and as of the time of this recording, we've got this guy, which is just called the Controller Converti. I'm sure that's supposed to say converter, but it's kind of a no-name device. I just picked it up on Amazon. I think it was 13 bucks. So we're going to test this out today. It's supposed to work with all three of these Xbox controllers. We got the Xbox One, we got the Xbox Series SX, and we got the Xbox Elite 2. So we're going to test out all three of those, going through this Nintendo Switch docked up and using this cheap adapter. Let's see if it works. Alright, so opening up the box and taking out the adapter, you can see it right here. It is small, and it's a cute little thing, right? Looks like an Xbox, what is that, Series S or Xbox S? I forget, they're all named the same thing. So if we compare this in size to the 8-bit do, you can see it's awkwardly about the same size. So the same height, about the same width, and about the same depth also. So it's very close in size. It's got a little cap here for the USB part. So we're going to plug this into our Switch dock through the USB port, and we're going to pair this thing up. We're going to start with the Xbox One S controller, and make sure it is the S version of the Xbox One. If you look up here, make sure yours looks like this, where there isn't a separate colored molding for this section up here. It should be all the same color, all one piece. So we're going to start off with this one. Let's go ahead and plug this guy up, pair it up, and see if it works. Now, before we pair up any controllers, the first thing we need to do is go into the settings and verify something real quick. So using a controller that you've already got connected, I'm just using the Pro controller that I've got set up already. We're going to go into the system settings. We're going to go down to controllers and sensors, and we need to check this right here, the Pro controller wired communication, and we're going to need to turn this on. So we're going to click OK on that. It's going to warn us that the NFC functionality isn't going to work because we're using wired communication. We're going to hit OK on that, and now we can see that this is turned on. So this is required to use any of these adapters. So once we get that turned on, we can head on back to the home screen. Alright, so you can see I've got the Nintendo Switch docked up here. I've got no controllers showing in the bottom left hand corner. I went ahead and disconnected my Pro controller. So it's time to take the adapter and plug it into one of the USB ports on the side. You're going to see the lights going to be slowly flashing. So we're going to hit this pair button that's on the side, hold it for 3 seconds, and now the light is flashing fast. So now we're going to go over to our Xbox controller. We're going to press and hold the home button to wake it up, and then we're going to press and hold the pair button to get into pairing mode. And now all the lights are flashing fast. And if you just heard that, the controller just vibrated, saying that it was sunk up. Now we got a solid light on both devices. And now the controller works. And we can also see the controller showing up down here. So, Xbox One S controller, we got a success. So now we're going to go on to the next controller, which is going to be the Xbox Series S or X. Alright, so starting over again with the Xbox Series S or X controller, you can tell the difference because now we've got this type of D-pad instead of the standard D-pad. So we're going to do the same steps. Starting off with no controllers, we're going to place our adapter back into the USB port. We're going to start into pairing mode, 3 seconds on the sync button. We're going to turn on the Xbox controller, press and hold the sync button. Watch the blinky lights. Wait for the vibration. Give it a couple more seconds to fully sync. And now both lights are solid. And we've got control again. So 2 down, 1 to go. The next one is going to be the Elite 2 controller. Alright, last up is going to be the Xbox Elite Controller 2. So this thing, easy to identify, right? All the weird buttons and switches on the back side of it. Plus it's pretty darn heavy, so you know which one is which. So starting again, grab the USB adapter, put it in the USB port. Press and hold for 3 seconds. Now this Xbox controller accidentally hit a button, so it's already woke up. So we're just going to go ahead and hit that sync button, hold it for 3 seconds. You get fast blinky, fast blinky. Alright, so I could not get this to work at all. For whatever reason, and I'm not sure why. I spent a long time troubleshooting, trying to get this to hook up to the adapter, and it just did not work. Now, the instruction manual does not mention the Elite 2 at all, but the listing on Amazon does. So I'm not sure if it's a firmware problem of this. I couldn't find any kind of firmware online. For what it's worth, I did also try a fully updated 8-bit DOE version 2, which is supposed to work with this also. And I put the newest firmware on this, which says it's supposed to work with this, and it didn't work either. So it could be something wrong with my controller, could be me. I tried for quite some time, did not get it to work, so just keep that in mind. It may work for you, or it may not. Now the good news is we put this aside now. If we go back to the first controller that we started with, and we just go ahead and plug this adapter back in, after we've sunk a couple controllers to this, and I tried for a long time to get this guy to work with it, pressing the pair button a whole bunch of times. If I just plug this back in and turn this guy on, wake it up, then it goes solid, it vibrates, and it's ready to go right away. So you don't have to pair this every time. In fact, I paired this to other devices, came back to this one, and it worked right away. Now, if it does ever lose sync, then you just start over again and you do the same process that you did to begin with. Now, one last thing to note about both these controllers, the Xbox One and the Xbox Series SX, is you want to make sure that you get these updated to the newest firmware. So you can either do that hooking it up to an Xbox, or there is a program in the Windows Store that lets you hook these up to a Windows computer and download the newest firmware for them. Only takes a couple minutes. It gives it a brand new firmware, and I did have to update both of these to get it to work with this. Now, if you've updated yours recently, you may not have to do that, but both of mine have been sitting on a shelf for a little bit, so I did have to update the firmwares. So to summarize all this, we got the Xbox One and we got the Xbox Series controllers to work no problem with this, and then the Xbox Elite 2 did have some problems, so didn't get that working. So if you've got an Xbox controller and you want to get it to work with your Nintendo Switch, then this is the cheap way to go. Like I said, this was about $13, $12.99 when I bought it at Amazon. The price goes up and down a few dollars every now and then, so just keep an eye on it, see what the price is, and jump on it when it's a good deal. And then one question I do get a lot about these adapters is, will this work with multiple controllers? And the answer is no. You'll need one of these for each controller that you want to sync up. So if you want to do a couple, you may need to adjust where they plug in, or you may need to get little adapters, because I'm not sure if 2 of these will fit side by side. In fact, since we got the same size as this one, yes, I can confirm that this will not plug in here. Now remember, you do have a port in the back there, or maybe you have a different type of dock that has multiple side-by-side USB ports. That may work for you, but just keep that in mind. You may need a little tiny extension just to get the block here off of the USB ports. So that is going to wrap it up for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned what you came here to learn. If you did, give me that thumbs up. I appreciate that. If you want to see more stuff and keep in touch with hooking up different controllers to the Switch and to different devices, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button also. If you got any questions or comments, go ahead and feel free to drop those down in the comments below. And other than that, I thank you as always for watching, and until next time, peace out and geek out.